Okay, I'm gonna do a reply to Steve from Texas. That's right. The one lit in blue right here. Very first comment 3 hours ago. Yeah. Okay. So he prompted me this morning to come up and do. Yeah. This is last night's live stream. There's the face. That's right. And there's Mr. Hoka. There's the face that hacked into Steve's system. Okay, and took over Steve's live stream via a meeting on Zoom, so that he could put pornography in Steve's show. Because Steve protected himself against this type of shit with the Zoom settings, to have this clown come along and hack into the Zoom and take over his show. Okay, so here we are. And then we have another clown right here. Whether it's him or not, whether Cock was the troll or not, I do not think you have the right of Bill to dox whoever this person is. Okay, let's just take that one statement. To dox. To dox is to expose somebody's name, location where they live, personal things about a person. That is to dox. Let's see, what part of this don't you understand? Don't know a name? That's right, we made it plain and clear. We suspect it's Cock, but it may not be Cock. It may be somebody posing as Cock. But whoever it is, the face is the person who hacked into Steve's system and took over his live stream with the intentions of putting porn in, which is exactly what they did. And now you're going to tell us that he shouldn't be held accountable. Well, okay, Steve. So why don't you go tell every fucking business in the United States, every convenience store, to take their damn cameras down? I don't care. You don't dox the guy who's robbing you by having a camera videotaping him. How would you dare dox that criminal who's robbing that convenience store, or robbing the bank, or robbing the grocery store? Don't you dox them. So what if they hurt somebody else? Don't you dox them. You don't have a right to put their picture to the public. Oh. Because they're not to be held accountable. Well, that's the problem with our country. That's the problem all the way around. Other people are coward, chicken little shits who don't want to hold other people accountable for their behavior. And let's just pay attention to Steve from Texas' behavior. He comes along, he says some good stuff on a show. He asked me for TFL shirts. I sent him TFL shirts. I had nothing but respect for the guy because I don't know him. And he hasn't showed up on my show in like forever. That's probably because he hangs out with Cock and SBO and all them guys, okay? Yeah, that's where you hang out. Yeah, I got other people that report back to tell me all the time they see your comments under all their stuff. So that's your party. That's who you hang with, and that's why you're saying what you're saying. That's right. So every convenience store, every bank, and everybody around the United States that uses cameras to catch criminals, I guess you need to take them out, according to Steve from Texas, because the people who are robbing you, the people who are breaking into your home, the people who are breaking into your businesses and robbing you, well, they shouldn't be held accountable, according to Steve from Texas. That's really what he just said in that statement alone, is that he shouldn't be held accountable, okay? And then he goes, the person is in the picture, okay, all right, the person in the picture, okay, now, where did I stop off at, okay? Do you not think so, right, Bill? To dox whoever the person is. Okay, that's the part we want on, okay. Some people decide to put their face onto YouTube such as me, Steve, Bill, SPL, everyone should have a choice to do so or not. Okay, let's just stop right here. Let's just stop right here. Nobody has the right to join somebody else's meeting on Zoom and hack through their meeting into that person's computer and take control over their switchboard so that you can do harm onto that person by putting pornography in while you're laughing your tails off and causing that person to lose their channel. That's sort of like, okay, Steve, then we have a right to kick in your door when you're sleeping or sneak in your house when you're sleeping and set your house on fire, and we should remain anonymous. Do you catch the insanity coming out of Steve's mouth to stick up for QOC? That's right, the total insanity that's just come out of Steve from Texas's mouth. This is the reason here I am this morning doing a rebuttal to Steve, because in reality he says, no, okay, we all choose to put our face on YouTube. I haven't seen Steve's face on YouTube. I'm not saying he didn't, but I haven't seen it. I've seen the front of a vehicle as he's driving down the road in a voice. That don't count as a face. That's called hiding your face. Okay, so unless you show me a video with your face actually in it, I don't buy it. Okay? But you might have, so anyhow, we'll leave it at that, okay? No, this person's face is on YouTube because he's the one that turned on his cam by accident. He's the one that hacked into Steve's PC, into his Zoom, so that he could take over the meeting and put pornography in it, because he couldn't disable the feature. You know, Steve disabled it and he couldn't enable it, so he couldn't use the screen share to sabotage somebody else's live stream, to possibly cost them points, possibly cost them their channel, and cost them a lot of their videos and work. No, you don't own that right. No, you don't have that right. This guy's a criminal. This guy broke and entering. Whether he broke into your house, whether he broke into a bank, whether he broke into a business and robbed it, this guy's the same thing. He's a criminal. He was trusted to come into a meeting and he broke through the meeting into Steve Hoka's device, took over Steve Hoka's meeting as the host, so that he could share something that would get Steve's channel taken off of YouTube. And now here you are, over here sticking up for cock. Here you are over here not only sticking up for this guy called cock, but you're trying to say that he even doxed him. Oh, we intend on doing a lot more than doxing him, Steve from Texas. We're going to put his ass on blast. You know, just like the mainstream media would, Steve, if you robbed a convenience store and they had you on camera. Oh, they wouldn't hesitate. They wouldn't know who you was, but they would show the whole world your face, Steve. And what are you going to do? Say, well, they should have a right to dox me? I have a right to rob that convenience store, and no, I shouldn't be held accountable. I can do whatever I want with no repercussions. This is what Steve from Texas has just promoted, okay? So let's go on, okay? Choice or not getting doxxed, okay? They should be found mentally, okay, fundamentally respected in order for us to have a constructive discussion. Hold on, I have no respect for this guy. Steve don't have any respect for this guy. This guy broke and entering. This guy tried to bring down Steve's channel. This guy is the villain. He's not the poor me victim. And you're not going to turn him into the poor me victim. See, now you're on blast. Okay? So what if Bill and let's say Warren ever disagree or something? Will Bill dox the next? Or will trouble? Or what about, there you go. So, no, not at all. See? Do you look at what he's saying here? Now he's trying to say that I would come up and dox. First off, this guy isn't officially doxed. We don't know his name. We can't prove who he is. The name Cock could be a real name. It could be a made-up name for the internet. There is no last name. There is no city. There is no state. There's no country. There's no location. See, you clearly don't know what doxed is, do you? You think doxed means a picture of people guessing a name. Well, the pictures, he's the one that turned on his cam. He's the one that showed his face right in the middle of being where he didn't belong and got his picture taken by the security camera, Mr. Oka. Just like the burglar who robbed her, the person who robbed the convene got the picture taken by the security camera and shown to the world. So see, quit trying to bring up other names to think that you're making a point. The only point you have made so far is that you're completely ridiculous. Oh, I've lost a great deal of credibility. Okay, now hold on. This is funny. This is some funny shit. From the same guy who I sent a shirt that didn't pay a penny for it. From the same guy that hangs over with SBO and Cock and his crowd and watches all the trolling and slamming go on me. Do you see this guy come up and say, guys, you shouldn't be doing this to Bill? Where are you, Steve? No. Did you see Steve drop off the face of the earth and never come into my show again? Yes, you did. Is Steve in my friends list on Zoom? Yes, he is. We're talking about Steve from Texas, by the way, so get that straight, okay? So what you're doing is you gave the most shittiest excuse ever, okay? And you're trying to drag other people into it. And you don't even know what dox is. I would never tell people where Warren lives, what his phone number is, okay? I wouldn't put his personal information out to the public. All the years I've known Warren, never done it once. But now if Warren was a hacker and broke into somebody's computer with intentions on doing damage to this person and was laughing and how funny it is to break and entering. So what if I cost somebody else their channel on YouTube? Yay, I'm a criminal, I'm a piece of shit, I'm a parasite. Well, hold on, you can't hold me accountable. No, don't show my picture even though I accidentally turned on the cam. No, that's really what Steve's doing. You know what you really done, Steve? I think you confirmed pretty much this probably is right here. Cock from Germany. It probably really is him. Because you're quite upset over the fact that we put him on blast. Well, if he hadn't broken entering and got caught by the security camera, he wouldn't be on blast. This is the insanity, okay? Steve, credibility? You've lost all credibility. You're willingly, knowingly up here sticking up for somebody who clearly did the same thing as breaking and entering. Who clearly was there with malicious intent to do harm unto somebody else. And you're going to stand up here and pretend they're the good guy, huh? See, this is more right here that says that Steve from Texas, has now confirmed in my eyes. It's not concrete proof, but it confirms that the guy in the picture is actually Cock. That's all that confirms. Because you're too irate and sticking up for Cock so bad that you didn't even pay attention to what you wrote. And what's up with calling him a pedophile, okay, on his looks bill, okay? Hey, I'm being sarcastic because of the guy's own actions. You know, I'm sorry that he's decided he has the right to break into Steve's freaking show 2 weeks in a row and put porn in his show. Not even counting the first time when he was invited in and he disrespected Steve Hoka and used the screen share pornography in. So you better understand this. This guy's been invited, totally disrespected him, and put pornography into his live stream. Then this guy's come into his show, hacked through his damn Zoom, or hacked into his computer through the IP, but most likely used the ID and hacked him that way. Came into his computer, took over his meeting, hosting Steve's meeting, and shared something that would cause Steve his channel would do harm onto Steve. And you expect no repercussion onto this guy? And you get stupid enough to come up here and type all of this wanting no repercussion. Well, this tells me most likely it is actually Cock from Texas in the picture, doesn't it? Obviously, you two know each other pretty good, don't you, Steve? Obviously, he's your friend. Obviously, you've probably video chatted, huh, Steve? And you know each other pretty good and you like each other, right, Steve? Isn't that the real reason you're so furiously upset? Isn't that the real reason you're making all these statements? Look how hard you're going to stick up for Cock here. And all I'm mad about that picture being up there. So I thank you for giving me a little bit further confirmation that the picture is actually Cock from Germany. Why do I say that? Well, Steve has told us so. Steve from Texas got so irate he came up here and typed this. He's basically told us so. He's basically, Steve from Texas is telling us that we're correct. And even if that's not the case, okay, because that is still an assumption, right? Right, guys? Yes, it is. But I think it's a pretty good confirmation when you get somebody typing what's been typing to me what's been typed here, then it really gives a pretty good confirmation that this is Cock from Germany. This is what this Cock guy looks from Germany. And the voice is that of Cock, right? If he was talking from Germany. And he feels down here that he's been doxxed. But I'm sorry, there's been lots of criminals that's broke enterings and got doxxed by a security camera. That's right. And they don't hesitate but to put them all over TV. That's right. They'll even take a picture of it and fly it over on poles and fly it at a police station or wherever. Have you seen this guy? Do you know this guy's name? That's right. I don't hear you whining about that, do I, Steve? No, I don't. Of course I don't. So, Steve from Texas, you know, you've avoided my show for a long time now. You're in my contacts list on Zoom. You've done nothing but confirm to me that this is Cock from Texas. And you and him are good buddies. That's all you've done. You confirmed it way back at the very beginning. You had somebody tell me that you and Cock knew each other and you were good buddies, and you lied. You denied that. You openly denied that to me. But where have you been leaving most of all of your comments? Oh, that's right, over under SPO and Cox. That's right, that's where you're at. You hang out over with SPO and Cox. That's right, and that's where you leave most of your comments, and that's why you don't go on my show no more. Because from the very beginning, when I started my show and you come at me, and Cock came at me and you denied knowing Cock, you were both playing games then. Just like I've witnessed over on SPO's channel. You're playing games, you're trolling, you're loving it. You and Cock are actually really good friends, ain't you? Because if you wasn't really good friends with Cock, you wouldn't be over here writing all this crap. But I'm glad that you did, okay? I'm glad that you did. So that I could put you on blast. So I could let everybody read what you're saying, and anybody that agrees that this guy shouldn't be held accountable and put on blast is a corrupt parasite themselves. So for anybody that agrees with Steve here, you need to get a hold of all convenience stores and banks in the United States and have them remove their cameras. That way, when you break into their place to steal from them or to do damage to them, you won't have to worry about being doxxed. You're going to say, well, it's not the same. It is the same. You had no business hacking through somebody else's protection to hijack their show, to plant porn in their show that could bring their channel down. You intentionally hacked into something, disrespected Mr. Steve Hoka because you don't like him because you wasn't grown up enough to change the channel. Oh, no, I gotta keep coming back to the show I don't like. That was your behavior. You come back to the show you don't like. You go into the show you don't like. You break and entering. That's right. He violated his rights. The security protections on Zoom was set that way to protect him from that happening. So you violated his rights and you hacked, which is the same thing as kicked in. You kicked in the door. You took over the host position. And you maliciously put porn in there. Now, meanwhile, you're over here laughing, right, Steve? Because you know all about it, didn't you, Steve? And it's just a fucking fun. It was all entertainment. It was, yeah, man, that's awesome how we're screwing other people and we're kicking on other people's doors and we're doing bodily harm onto other people. I never touched them with my hands. No, you do mental harm to them, which is worse than physical harm. Because, see, physical harm, you heal. Mental harm can last for years, if not for life. You're purposely damaging somebody else. You're doing things that you know is completely corrupt. Okay, you already know it's wrong. And you know already how I feel about how we treat one another. You know this already. And you're the one that thinks damaging another human being is okay, Steve from Texas. You're the one promoting that it's okay to break into somebody else's stuff and destroy their stuff and destroy their life, cost them lots of work to destroy somebody else, to do harm unto somebody else, and you're promoting it. But as I said, as I end this video, I think you've shown me who you are now. I've already suspected you from day one. But it's obvious now that you and Cock are definitely good buddies. You definitely got pissed off here. And that would be most likely because this is the real Cock. This is your good buddy, ain't it? Ain't it, Steve? You recognize the mug, don't you, Steve? Because you two probably been video chatting. You know each other really well, right, Steve? Or maybe Cock called you. And he was upset because his picture was here, right, Steve? So I appreciate that, Steve, because your defense for Cock, okay, or as you would say, or whoever it is, right? Your defense alone screams volumes. Your defense alone shows that this most likely is cock. So hello, cock. What's wrong? You got stupid? Oh, you didn't plan on Steve having a security camera to catch your picture, did you? No. You didn't know that he was going to fly it up for the public like they do on TV. Does anybody know this guy? This guy here, this mug right here, is responsible for breaking and entering. He sure is. He broke his way through Zoom so that he could take over a meeting that wasn't his to take over. So that he could fly porn on a channel that wasn't his to fly porn on. So that he could do damage onto somebody else and laugh. And the security camera caught him. And now he's on blast. If you don't like what happened in the last night's live stream, Steve, oh, well. But I appreciate you coming up here and showing us who Cock really is and showing us who you really are. Because that's all you've done here. Okay? So Steve from Texas, his best friends are really good buddies with Cock. And thanks to Cock shouldn't be held accountable for his actions. That anybody should be able to do this type of stuff to anybody they want. And not be held accountable for their actions regardless of what damage they do unto somebody else. Because that's all in the name of a game, right? Hurting somebody else. Wanting up somebody else so you can feel big and build your own ego up. So you're as corrupt gets, ain't you, Steve? Sad. But there you are. There's the real truth about Steve from Texas.